Russia's cathedrals don't just look beautiful, they feel unreal, almost like something pulled out of a dream. Bold colors, onion-shaped domes, gold-covered towers, and centuries of history all collide in a way you don't see anywhere else. I've always felt that Russian cathedrals aren't just buildings. They're statements of faith, power, survival, and identity. Some were built to celebrate victories, others to honor saints, and a few even survived wars, revolutions, and attempts to erase them completely. Before we begin, let me ask you this in a different way. Which part of the world are you watching this from right now? Drop your country or city in the comments. 1. St. Basil's Cathedral, Moscow. St. Basil's Cathedral is Russia's most iconic landmark. Built in the 1500s under Ivan the Terrible, it resembles a fairy tale castle. Each dome represents a chapel, deliberately asymmetrical, symbolizing heavenly beauty rather than order. Astonishing for a 450-year-old structure. 2. Cathedral of Christ the Savior, Moscow. This cathedral has a dramatic past. Built to honor victory over Napoleon, it was demolished under Stalin and replaced by a swimming pool. The current structure is a 1990s reconstruction, now the tallest Orthodox church, symbolizing loss, resilience, and revival. 3. Kazan Cathedral, St. Petersburg. Inspired by Rome's St. Peter's Basilica, Kazan Cathedral feels strikingly European. Built to honor the Virgin of Kazan, it became a Soviet museum of atheism. Its survival through ideological change raises a powerful question. Can sacred places ever truly lose meaning? 4. Church of the Savior on Spilled Blood, St. Petersburg. This cathedral was built exactly where Emperor Alexander II was assassinated. Its design intentionally echoes St. Basil's Cathedral, but with even more detailed mosaics, over 7,500 square meters of them indeed. What struck me most is that nearly every interior surface tells a story through mosaic art. If walls could speak, this one would never stop talking. Quick question for you. Out of these first 4, which one surprised you the most, and why? Comment it below. 5. Smolny Cathedral, St. Petersburg. Designed by Italian architect Rastrelli, Smolny Cathedral blends Russian tradition with Baroque elegance. Its soft blue and white colors feel calm and gentle. Surprisingly, it was never fully consecrated, making you wonder how many masterpieces never lived their intended purpose. 6th, Dormition Cathedral, Moscow Kremlin. The Dormition Cathedral was Russia's spiritual center for centuries. Every Tsar was crowned here, tying religion directly to power. Built in the 15th century, it shaped Orthodox architecture and feels like the meeting point of faith, authority, and empire. Seven, St. Isaac's Cathedral, St. Petersburg. With its massive gold dome visible from miles away, St. Isaac's Cathedral dominates the city's skyline. It took 40 years to build and rests on over 24,000 wooden piles. During World War II, it was used as a landmark by both sides, yet miraculously survived. I find it incredible how something so massive can also be so fragile in wartime. Another thought for you: do you think cathedrals should be preserved strictly as religious spaces or shared as cultural landmarks? Let me know your take. 8. Annunciation Cathedral, Moscow, Kremlin. The Annunciation Cathedral served as the private chapel of Russian Tsars, giving it an intimate feel. Its golden domes glow beside Kremlin walls, while icons by masters like Andrei Rublev show how smaller sacred spaces can feel deeply personal. Nine, Trinity Lavra of St. Sergius, Sergiev Posad. Founded in the 14th century, the Trinity Lavra of St. Sergius is a major spiritual center of Russian Orthodoxy. Part monastery, part cathedral complex, it still attracts pilgrims today, feeling alive with daily faith rather than frozen in history. Naval Cathedral of St. Nicholas, Kronstadt. Built to honor Russian sailors, this cathedral uniquely blends faith and naval life. Anchors, ropes, and maritime symbols fill its design, and it once guided ships as a lighthouse, showing how belief and profession can merge seamlessly in architecture. Let me ask you this: if you could visit just one of these places in person, which would you choose, and what draws you to it? Sofia Cathedral, Veliki, Novgorod. This is one of the oldest stone buildings in Russia, dating back to the 11th century. Its design is simple, strong, and fortress-like, reflecting early Russian values of endurance and protection. The cathedral has survived invasions, fires, and political upheavals. To me, it feels like the quiet ancestor of all the grander cathedrals that came after. 12. Cathedral of the Transfiguration, Kiji Island. Located on a remote island, this wooden cathedral was built without a single nail. Its 22 domes rise entirely from interlocking timber. The craftsmanship is so precise that it still stands centuries later. I'm always amazed that something made purely of wood can outlast empires. Does modern architecture still aim for that kind of legacy? Russian cathedrals aren't just visually stunning. They tell stories of faith, loss, resilience, and rebirth. Each reflects Russia's complex history. Which country has the most beautiful religious architecture and why? Comment below, and don't forget to subscribe.